Do you take a lot of pride in killing penalties and some of the other aspects of the game? I mean, some people might look at your stat totals the last number of years and say, oh, well, obviously he's a significant offensive contributor, but the other ways that you're impacting the game, I mean, Paul Maurice has mentioned it a couple times openly that you're way more than just a guy that scores goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I love killing penalties. I did it my whole life kind of until I, started playing in the NHL, and until, a couple of years ago, more and more so once I got to Florida, started killing more and more. But, I think especially going into last year's playoffs, was probably the most consistently I was doing it. So, especially this year when we've had depth at that, at that position to be able to put more and more guys out, because you see it, especially in playoffs when your top guys are killing and you have, that couple more minutes a night, by the end of the series, it definitely takes its toll. So, I think we're in a really good spot with where we're at on the kill this year. And, absolutely, I take pride being part of that.
Is it easier or harder being on the second unit?
Well, it's different. It's you might start some, a lot of it's depending where the offensive guys are taking the draws. So we got Stenlund now who can take draws on the right side, and that takes obviously a lot of pressure off me, and Barkey's obviously dominant on his left side. So, that's a big factor of it, but you're not killing for a minute 15, you're killing for 45 seconds of the penalty kill, and that makes a big difference at the end of games.
You mentioned your confidence and how much that helps. You get a few and all of a sudden you start to feel it. But has your game changed? Like, you've put up numbers consistently throughout your career, but from where you were 3 years ago till now, do you feel like you're a different player? Do you understand the flow of the game better, the league? What do you think it is that's enabled you to continue to grow?
I think the biggest thing is I probably feel a little bit quicker, than I have in years prior. And if I can, gain another, couple inches around the ice where I haven't had before, it's going to give me more time to make plays and have the puck on my stick more. So that's probably a big factor of some of the offense as well.
So the big final question. Everyone wants to know what happens next. Your team is in a great spot. Clearly, you're a fit with Sasha Barkov, among other players on your team, and you need a new contract. William Nylander signs a massive deal today. I figured at some point, somewhere, someone like you might be smiling. Would you pay attention to that stuff? Do you keep track of what happens around the league?
I mean, I'm a fan of the game. It's not to keep track of it. It's something that I've said before the year. It hasn't really changed. I've got no problem. But it's short-term deals or something that I've kind of been on my whole year. So being in a contract year isn't something new to me. I got no problem with negotiations being ongoing. It's not taken away from my preparation or how I handle day to day, and that's kind of where I stay in my head, and that's kind of my focus. The interest is definitely mutual, and it's definitely positive on both sides. And I love it in Florida, and I know they're happy to have me. So I've got no problem with it being ongoing. I'm just happy with where we're at as a team right now.
So the goal is to stay in Florida if you can.
Absolutely. I mean, that means the team's in a great spot. It means we're in agreements of how I fit. So that's obviously the goal.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Saravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.